So we're out here with the boy Justin.
What up?
So check out his Instagram and his YouTube channel. And yeah, just wanted to ask a few questions. So what do you do for a living?
So I run an e-commerce marketing agency. I've been doing that for the last 2 years at this point, working with 15 e-commerce brands, primarily fashion brands, running paid advertising on Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And very, very humble introduction to yourself, because Justin is absolutely crushing it. His story is amazing. And if you could summarize your story in a few sentences, or well, a couple minutes.
Yeah.
How would you describe your journey so far? Because right now, just for those people watching, he's 21. And look at the Batmobile he's driving. Crazy. So there's a story behind it.
Yeah, so actually the beginning was, I probably put it back when I was like 15 when I first started doing YouTube. The goal was to be a full-time YouTuber, but I mean, it did not really go according to plan. What I ended up doing afterwards is doing graphic design. So I was trying to get into YouTube, which pushed me to design because I wanted to have like a good branding with my channel. So I learned graphic design from YouTube tutorials and online courses on Udemy. Then I went into college in graphic design, took freelancing a little bit more seriously. So when I was a year shy from graduating, I actually started Wizo Media, which I say it was an agency, but it was just myself with like a different name than my own person. So I started doing graphic design a little bit more seriously then. And as there was no MRR, it was all like I had to work very hard to keep finding new customers. I then pivoted into marketing as I was learning a little bit about it in school. But even though it was not my main expertise, pivoted into that more for the MRR perspective. And the rest is history. You know, started growing the agency, and here we are.
Dope. And you know, we were at dinner the other night. We were talking about, you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up, and you're on track to, you know, do a really good month. Do you want to share it or keep it low key?
Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping it usually pretty low key, but we are gonna hit. I mean, my goal is to hit our first 6-figure month with the agency, which we've been very, very close to it for the last couple of months, but never actually surpassed it. So I definitely am looking forward to reach that next big milestone over the next 2 months. As you know, time of recording this, we're in October, so big months ahead for the e-commerce space and for us as an e-com agency.
Yes, sir. That's dope. And yeah, it's just crazy to, you know, because I actually found out about you just from Serge's when he made that video with you and the podcast. That's how I found out about you before we met in Marbella. So meeting you in person is like really cool, and you know, we became friends, and like it's dope to hang around with other people in the same, you know, the online space. Because one thing we were talking about at the restaurant we were just at before you came, like there's not that many people in Montreal, Canada that are doing what you guys are doing. And Serge and those guys were saying it could get a bit lonely at times, and obviously Serge made a joke saying, oh, I'm gonna go to uni just so I can, you know, network for a bit for fun.
It is, yeah.
So and you didn't go to university, right? So
no, so I went to, I mean, we had a chat, I remember the other night, about like the college system or the education system in Canada. So in Quebec it's a little different. So there is like 2 years of college before you actually go to uni, but you can actually do 3 years in college and get a diploma, which is what I did. So in graphic and web design. So I still have a diploma, but then I'll go to uni afterwards. But yeah, it does get like a little lonely. And when I first started, I actually started with French clients only within Quebec. So with that being said, it was, it was cool because any outreach techniques that you hear about in the US market gets fairly low booked meeting stats, and it's quite hard. But in the Quebec market, it was a joke, honestly, to begin. Like open rates, everything was through the roof, because it's such an untapped market. So I feel like to anybody watching this, that because I hear a lot of people often saying, you know, hey, I'm in this very little town in Italy, or I'm in, you know, this very small part of the world. Is this gonna work for me? It's like, yeah, like I think it's even an advantage because probably nobody does this in your small part of the world. So it's good.
That's facts. And you've actually given me some inspiration as well, because the fact that you're saying, all right, there's untapped markets. I'm Filipino, bro.
Yeah.
No one's doing this in the Philippines.
Probably not, right?
Bro, I'm gonna take over.
And if they do, it's probably not at the level that you've been thought, you know, about it.
No,
so
yeah.
A lot of the people that teach this come from the UK or the US, which are big markets, and they had to level up quite a lot because the market demands that. But in untapped markets like probably the Philippines, or at least from what I've seen in Quebec, is the standard is a little lower. So people are not expecting as much as the Americans.
But there's always wealthy people in any country, right? So if you just serve the 1%.
Exactly. If you can tap into that, I think it's a very good opportunity. Plus that market itself, I think as their standards are lower, if you can deliver at a British or American level, I think it's, you're set. Like
you're set, for
you're
real.
set.
For real, that's dope. And one last question that I just want to ask is, what piece of advice would you give to yourself at the start of your journey? And what advice would you give to the people watching right now that, they might be a bit lost, they might be at uni, they might be doing a 9-to-5, or they might be even younger? What advice would you give to the people that are just trying to figure out what it is that they want to do in the vehicle to help them get to a stage where they can get a Batmobile like you one day? So yeah.
I think it's about removing expectations and just putting your time horizon a little longer. I hear a lot about that. I think Ramosi is one of the guys preaching that, but when I first started, I did not have any time horizon, and to me it was not a get rich quick thing. It was like, I was in school, so I really had nothing to lose. It was like, if this doesn't work out, I'll just get another part-time job and that's it. But a month in, I surpassed the income I was making from my part-time job, so I just ended up quitting that job and going all in on the business. But with that said, is remove expectations. I think a lot of people online, you're probably watching this, hearing success stories about 90-day success. Look, it might not be that. It might take a year for you. So just don't even think about it. And I'm not also gonna say like burn all your bridges like a lot of people are doing. I personally did not put my back against the wall. I was in school, I had a job, and I started the agency. So I was like working like a maniac, but I did not want to, again, just cause myself to feel stressed because I had to make money. So as long as you, like, I'd say there's nothing wrong with getting an actual job and starting the agency on the side and working both until one income surpasses the other and then going all in. So yeah.
Dope. So you just got some advice from a young shark, 21 years old, super successful, about to hit seven figures, right? So that's insane, man. That's insane. Thanks for hopping on the channel. Make sure you check out Justin.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, my team's going to be repurposing some content for you as well. So
awesome. Looking forward to it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Peace.